Okay, everybody, this is Prime Sports Media. I want to thank you all for being here. Let's get into this right now. Welcome to the show, everybody. I appreciate you again. This is Prime Sports Media. I'm your host, Information Man. I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Now, you know that training camp has started on Friday. The rookies are supposed to report. Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, and the veterans, from what I understand, are coming in the following week. I want to talk about this situation. As you see on the banner that I have here, Cleveland Browns, they have not been a great organization as in terms of a football organization since they had Jim Brown. They have done a bad job with handling quarterbacks in the past. They've drafted guys in the past who had bad reputations like Johnny Manziel, really bad Baker Mayfield, guys that have had bad history. And then they go off and do what they did disrespectfully and picked up Shedeur in the fifth round, 144 pick. And then they turned around and grabbed Dillon Gabriel with the third pick. And by all accounts, people believe that Dillon Gabriel is nowhere better than Shedeur Sanders whatsoever. But it's a head scratcher why they would draft him ahead of Shedeur Sanders. And so today on this program, what I want to do on this program is I want to express some of my concerns about the Cleveland Browns. Now, they're going to be an official training camp. I get it. And now maybe, just maybe, Shedeur will finally have an opportunity to show what he could do with the first team. Because previous to this, Shedeur was not allowed or was not given an opportunity to show what he could do with the first team. We're talking about during first team reps in the OTAs, in the mandatory minicap that took place early in the summer, right? But when he went to camp, Shedeur was impressing everyone. It was put out there that he was very impressive. He's playing good football in these camps, in the OTAs. Shedeur is also working out on his own, everybody, when he's not with the team. And I think this is a testament to Coach Prime, who has been his coach all his life and has instilled in him good values, okay? Now, we know that the media is not going to highlight these positives because, of course, they've been talking about, Shedeur had some speeding tickets, and we certainly don't want Shedeur, and I'm sure Coach Prime doesn't want Shedeur getting in trouble with speeding tickets or, because that's a very serious thing. But it's interesting how everybody in Cleveland and all the media is jumping on that, but you had Johnny Manziel and you had Baker Mayfield, who were causing all sorts of ruckus. Baker Mayfield was causing problems internally within the Cleveland Browns organization, okay, as they set up here and demonize Shedeur Sanders. Like, look, Shedeur Sanders, he will get it together. We know that driving fast like that is very dangerous. But at the same time, on this video, we will be talking about Shedeur Sanders' community service work and how nobody seems to want to show that side of him or push that agenda, because that's something that he's doing of his own free time and will and money. But and I'm going to talk about that part here. But the reality, I'm going to get to that. But the reality is, will the Cleveland Browns, will they give him a fair shot? Because it was put out there that the Cleveland Browns had some new quarterback strategy. And that strategy didn't include Shedeur playing with the first team. Now, I know that the first team players are not all going to show up for OTAs, right? You're going to have a few. But my question is, why didn't they give Shedeur an opportunity to at least play with whoever was there on offense in the first team? It sounds like they gave Dillon Gabriel an opportunity. And then you had people in the media claiming that, well, it's really because Shedeur is behind, almost as if they're trying to say he doesn't look good, when you have ex-football players who are watching this on TV that are saying Shedeur looks good. Shedeur is whipping the ball around. Give the guy a fair shot. I just don't think given Cleveland Browns track record, everybody, that Shedeur is going to get the fair shot that he should get. I'm not saying that he can't play, because Shedeur can play. I'm simply saying that I don't know what's going through the mind of the coaching staff in this organization, an organization that has ran through so many quarterbacks over the years. And I feel like I don't want to see Shedeur be misused, misplaced on this football team when he is clearly a better quarterback than Dillon Gabriel. And so what are they going to do? How are they going to use him? Because there are players, guys that are ex-football players that played with the Cleveland Browns and other teams in the NFL, and they're not so sure. They feel that the Browns strategy, at least coming out of minicamp and OTAs, was terrible. Maybe they will exercise their demons. According to Powell, this brother right here, Powell, played with my 49ers. This brother right here played with the Cleveland Browns as well. Here he is as a Cleveland Brown football player. And he has something to say. He was on a sports channel that's out of the UK. Here it is right here. And he says, it does not make sense. Shedeur Sanders' plan is mocked as a new quarterback strategy emerges for the Cleveland Browns. This brother is saying he doesn't understand what they're doing. He thinks it's ridiculous. Let's go into some more details here in the article. Right here, Tevis Powell says, who spent 4 years in the NFL and had a stint in Cleveland cannot understand Cleveland Browns strategy for Shedeur Sanders. I want you all to hear exactly what this brother had to say. I want you to give me your opinion. Now, I know that training camp has started, and hopefully they're going to give Shedeur Sanders a shot with the first team offense. Now, of course, you've got people in the media, the haters, that are saying, well, the only reason why Shedeur looked good in the rookie mini camps, in the OTAs that were mandatory, is because he wasn't playing against the first team defense. We get it. The first team players are not going to all show up for that because it's not mandatory for them, right? But hopefully he'll get a chance. I want to see what Shedeur can do when he's got these starters around him, the starting offensive line, the starting receivers, running back, the whole 9 yards, and of course, what he could do against first team defense. Now, Cleveland is not a world beater this year. They're not one of the favorite teams that get to the NFL Super Bowl, but I certainly want to see if Cleveland is serious about Shedeur and not just wasting the young man's talent and playing games. We want to see what kind of shot they're going to give him. But right now, let me let you hear what Powell had to say prior to the training camp opening up now. Check this out. This is what he had to say some time back.
The day that Joe Flacco sat out and you only had 3 quarterbacks, and the fact that this man couldn't get a rep with the ones is mind-boggling to me. Kenny Pickett, I get. You traded a 5th round. He's a former first-round pick. You like him. You have a good relationship. Okay, cool. Even Dillon Gabriel. I know you took him in the 3rd round. You want to see what he could do with the first team. Okay, cool. Shedeur is lighting it up in practice every day. You're not even a half bit curious to see what he could do with the ones. That makes no sense. And then on top of all of that, you got players going on podcasts and talking to people in the media saying this guy is really good. Like,
boom. We must stop it right there. I'm going to finish it. I had to stop it right there to say, you hear what he said. He's absolutely right. You've got other guys who have either played in the NFL or are in the NFL that have gone on podcasts and said that Shedeur Sanders was lighting it up in those mini camps and, of course, the OTAs, and that whatever veterans that were there, he didn't get a chance to play with first team. But somehow Dillon Gabriel gets a chance. And of course, Joe Flacco's going to play with the first team because he's a veteran. He's been there. He's done that. But you don't give Shedeur an opportunity in this 4-man race to play. And then you got Kenny Pickett. And then the excuses that are given by some of the haters in the media is that, oh, it's because, he's behind. He's really behind everybody. He's behind Dillon Gabriel. I don't know about that. Let's continue this.
This guy is legit. So even your peers respect you enough. How is it that the
Peers.
coaches can't see that? It always starts with the players, where the players like, hey, you see that? You seen that pass he threw? Did you see? Like, it start with that. And then next thing you know, all right, you know what? You've earned a chance to be with the ones. If this guy is coming in and he's commanding the huddle, making plays, how do you not want to see that?
So, do you hear what Powell is saying there? If he's commanding the huddle, making plays, why would you not see that? This is what was going on with Shedeur prior to now training camp, official training camp opening up on Friday. So hopefully they're going to get him with the all veteran team and give him an opportunity. Because if Cleveland is really serious about giving Shedeur a fair shot at making this football team and being a future starter, then they've got to throw him out there, throw him in the baptism by fire, and get him out there with the first team against first team defense to really see what they got here. You would think they would do that when they've had an abysmal history with quarterbacks. And here you got a guy who you got on the cheap. You drafted him below his value, drafted someone above value that they were not valued at least by most, because Dylan Gabriel was not on a lot of people's draft boards. I kid you not. He was not highly touted in that draft. So I feel some kind of way about this, and that is, are we just getting more BS from the Cleveland Browns? Are they continuing their goofy ways? Because they have a history of this. Let me read this article to you right here. This is another article that came out, everybody. Shedeur Sanders turning heads before Cleveland Browns training camp even begins. Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders is competing for the starting quarterback role, and fans are already getting hyped about recent training footage that showcased the former Colorado Buffalo star putting in the work ahead of the rookie reported day this upcoming, it's Friday. Will Sanders get his opportunity to shine at camp? That's a good point. And that's the question I have for everybody. Will Shedeur get the opportunity that he deserves to show what he can truly do? Okay, you see him there training when he's with CU. I think Coach Prime has done a great job really mentoring his son, getting his son through the process. Unfortunately, things didn't go right with the draft situation. But I think Shedeur, as Coach Prime has said, is that he's built for this. We should not underestimate Shedeur. We should not undervalue Shedeur and marginalize Shedeur. If they give him the fair opportunity, I think he will stand out amongst those quarterbacks. At least he will stand out I think he's much better than Dylan Gabriel, who they say, hey, this is a quarterback competition. They got 4 quarterbacks. Of course, you got Watson, who's out because he's got the Achilles issue. You got Joe Flacco, who has seen better days, right? Joe Flacco, he's seen better days. Kenny Pickett was drafted high and just didn't pan out with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Shedeur, if he's given the right opportunity, he can make things happen. But the issue is, when it came to the coaching staff and when you saw the day that Shedeur got drafted to the Cleveland Browns, let's be honest, you didn't see people cheering in that draft board room. You didn't see people's faces looking all giddy like they really wanted Shedeur. It seemed a little suspect what they actually did, y'all. And usually when you draft a quarterback that you want, you show emotions in a draft board room. You clap, you do high fives as coaches. You say, we got our man. But I don't think I recall them doing that when Shedeur was drafted in the 5th round, 144. And that's why I'm concerned about whether he's going to get a fair shot in a situation that I think, I just don't know, everybody. That's my question. Leave a comment in the comment section of this video and let me know. Here's another criticism from another guy who played with the Cleveland Browns. Let me put this article up here like so. Former wide receiver does not hold back on Browns Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel. This former NFL wide receiver who is Cecil Short III, here you have right here. He used to play with the Cleveland Browns. He also has had a stint with the Houston Texans, where he's also played as well. Let me fix that. And this is what he had to say. I'm going to read it verbatim. The former NFL wide receiver, Cecil Short, okay, believes that the answer is clear for the Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback situation. And what is that? He says this: the former NFL wide receiver and Cleveland native Cecil Short III spoke out about the rookie quarterbacks on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show early this week, stating that Sanders is way better than Dillon Gabriel. Like I said, y'all, and y'all know this out there. Make sure y'all make comments in the comment section of this video. Y'all know I bring the content. I bring you comprehensive breakdown content. I bring you football talk here. He goes on to say this. This is a quote from Cecil Short III. To me, talent-wise, like you mentioned, Shedeur is way better than Dillon. Short claimed that Dillon was not on anybody's list. Just like I said, y'all. Just like I said, he's telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
Let's call a spade a spade. Nobody was thinking about Dillon Gabriel
Tell the truth.
being drafted in the first 3 rounds. I'm going to hit it again.
Tell the truth.
Nobody was not on, he was not on anybody's list. Nobody was talking about him on TV at all. Come on, let's be real. This is what brother Cecil Short, who also played with the Houston Texans, but has another guy, another alumni, another guy who had a stint with the Cleveland Browns, really breaking it down. And it goes on like this. Short also believes that the team should stick with one of the rookie quarterbacks and let them play all 17 games this upcoming season. Now, we don't know if that's going to happen, but that's the perspective of this brother right here, Cecil Short, who played with the Cleveland Browns. He had a stint with them. He goes on to say this, everybody. Let them battle it out. Choose one and ride with them and see what they can do. Cecil Short also said this, and I'm not big on switching quarterbacks. I hate that. Let the rookies battle all 17 games. If he's healthy, battle all 17 games and let him develop, let him get better. So he believes Cecil, ex-Cleveland Brown wide receiver, he believes, as he said this on this sports show, that Dillon Gabriel is not better than Shedeur Sanders. And therefore, if Cleveland is really serious about developing a quarterback for the future, because we know Joe Flacco is old, Kenny Pickett is nobody to write home to mama about, to tell the truth about that.
Tell the truth.
If they're really serious, let them have a battle throughout the whole camp and throughout the whole season to see who rises to the top. The cream will always rise to the top when you put the best player out there, everybody. What do you all think? When you put the best player out there, that player is always going to rise to the top. That player is always going to play at a high level and stick out. I think Shedeur has those abilities, has those tangibles. And I said it early in this podcast that nobody had Dillon Gabriel on the radar. Nobody had him on their draft board. Nobody was checking for a Dillon Gabriel. but people were checking, at least those alumni who played in the NFL, those people who believe that Shedeur would be a higher pick, they were checking for Shedeur. And I'm going to say it again because Stephen A. Smith has already come out and has mentioned this, and that is, I'm alleging this, of course. This is alleging, I'm alleging, or this is my opinion. It is my opinion, and I'm also alleging that could there have been collusion? I said this in previous videos, and Stephen A. has come out and he is adamant that he believes that there was some collusion when it came to Shedeur Sanders. And so let me move on and get to the next part of the meat and sauce of this video that I must show y'all right now. In that clip, in one of the clips that I had on the board, I think it was this clip right here, talking about how there is footage that quarterback roll and fans are already getting hyped about recent training footage that showcases the former CU star putting in work. Well, let me let you see what that work is. And he's putting in work, y'all. He's dedicated. And don't be fooled by the haters out there. But let's let you see what he's doing here. Check this out.
Hey, you gotta remember, you gotta come back. Quick, get to the top, come back. Quick, yo, come back. There we go. Come back.
So you see Shedeur right there working out. I think he's working out this is what he's doing his off time. So during his off time, he's not partying. Remember when he got drafted and you had this, people were saying, oh, he's on social media too much. Oh, he's a party or whatever, right? He had that little stunt with the little briefcase and the Louis Vuitton case and the money. People were thinking, oh, that's what Shedeur is all about. Shedeur, on every day that he's had his private time to himself, he's using it to go any and everywhere to work out and show us what he's really made of. This one, I really like what you're about to see right here. Check this out. Check this one out. And here we go, everybody. Check it out. He's in the rain. That's Shedeur in the rain in Miami. In the rain. What it shows you is that Shedeur is dedicated, y'all. He's dedicated to his craft. Can't nobody tell me that he's not dedicated to his craft. Let's go ahead and show you this clip right here. Check it out. That's Shedeur doing his thing. I'm going to let it play one more time. Look at that. Look at this right here. Boom. Go on, Shedeur. So he's not loafing around. Yeah, he had the 2 traffic tickets, and I hope he learned something from that. And that's what the media only wants you to think of when it comes to Shedeur, the negative side. The young man is prepared. This is the stuff that he's been doing that's been buzzing all over Cleveland and around the country, that they're seeing that Shedeur is taking his craft very, very serious. This is the stuff that he was doing to prepare for the upcoming training camp that was started on Friday, where the rookies had to report. Let me let you see some more of Shedeur. Here is a slow motion. You're going to see it's all in slow motion. I really like this right here, what you're about to see. Check it out. Woo. Shedeur is really whipping that ball, y'all. Check that out. All right. He's doing the damn thing, preparing himself. I think Shedeur is preparing himself for the training camp to make this team. The question I'm going to say again, will the Cleveland Browns give him a fair shot and not bull jive, okay? This is another area that I want to talk about. Yes, Shedeur had the incident with the traffic tickets, and the media drummed that up. But they don't drum the things that Shedeur does that is positive, that evokes a dedication to the community, and a man that doesn't just throw money at stuff, but he actually goes out to the community and embraces the community, and people are embracing Shedeur in the community of Cleveland. I want to talk about this situation right here. In the news, there was a fire in the Rainbow Terrace apartments. I think 30 to 40 people lost their home. I think one brother lost his life trying to save people in this community. Shedeur Sanders heard about this situation, and he said out of his own mouth, instead of putting out money, just throwing money at something, he says, I need to be out here amongst the people. I need to be out here and let them see my face. Shedeur sponsored this event. The people had gone through a terrific fire. I think 30 or 40 residents have lost their apartments. He wanted to do something to bring some joy back to the community, back to the neighborhood, because people obviously experienced a terrific situation, and there was a brother that lost his life in the act of saving people. And this was reported on the news out there in the Cleveland area. And Shedeur is showing you that he's more than just a football player, y'all, but he's a man. And this is because he was taught to be a man. Here he is in the rain out there. He spent his own money to get food and drinks for the people, to get food cooked, to bring out, to bring games out there like you see right there. This tells me without a doubt that Coach Prime has raised not only a young man to be a great football player, but he's raised a better and greater man. And that's what Coach Prime has been preaching and talking about when it comes to players on the CU football team, that he wants to build better men. And I think that's what Coach Prime is doing. His son is a testament to that, that he's out there training on his own time to prepare for the training camp. But while training on his own time to prepare for the training camp, he also takes the time to help people that have been down on their luck, or people who had a tragedy in their community, where he's come in and giving some energy to the community, giving them some joy. He's there. He's taking pictures with people. He's spending time with the kids. He's not acting like he's above it all. And from what I understand, he brought other players from the Cleveland Browns organization, or a player or two. And I think other guys in the NFL who might have been out there with the kids with him. And I think this is commendable. But one of the things that I noticed, that I must say, Shedeur Sanders has been getting raked over the coals by the media when he was at CU and in the draft. You had people speculating that Shedeur wasn't serious, that he didn't come prepared, that he had a radio headphones on, that Shedeur is just all about the flash of social media, that he's all about the bling bling. And they ran with that narrative on top of letting you know that he had the 2 tickets for speeding. But it's interesting to me that you don't have anybody in the media. I'm on my soapbox now. You don't have anybody in the media talking about what Shedeur has done for this community in Cleveland that had a tragedy, a fire that burned people out of their homes, a man who died trying to help rescue people who got injured, people who were probably psychologically affected with PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome after seeing what happened. And then for him to come into this community and present this to the people, that was brilliant. That was brilliant, but it shows you his character as a man. In the media, they ain't gonna talk about it. They're not talking about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you a video, a quick clip, where Shedeur Sanders says out of his own mouth that they didn't want him to do this. And I'm saying to myself, what do you mean? The NFL didn't want you to do this? Who didn't want you to do this, Shedeur? Or is this that Shedeur, they don't want black athletes to give back to the community? They want them to walk away from the community, not be able to be relatable to their community. Because Shedeur said that people didn't want him to do it. And yet the media should be running this story 24/7, but they'll run the story, anything he does that they see as a negative, they'll run that story over and over again, but won't tell you of how he actually was embraced by this community in Cleveland. The people in Cleveland, y'all, they want Shedeur. They don't want no Dylan Gabriel. They don't want no Joe Flacco. They don't want no Kenny Pickett. They want this man at the helm. And when he's out there in the community doing what he's doing like that, he also gains even more respect beyond the gridiron of being on a football field. Let me let you hear what Shedeur said, that I have a lot of respect for this brother. Here we go.
I was out of town, so I was like, nah, the first thing I do when I get back is definitely come to the community. I could tell everybody's vibe out here is down to earth. So a lot of people that didn't want me coming out here doing it, but I don't understand why.
Boom! Stop it right there. Everybody, please bear with me, because this is a very important point that I'm making on this program. Like I said, I give you a comprehensive program. I go deeper into it. I give you the nicks and crannies. I don't give y'all clickbait content over here. I give you real analysis, real breakdown. Shedeur Sanders said out of his own mouth, I didn't put words in his mouth, that he didn't understand why people didn't want him to do this. This is the problem with athletes. What happens is athletes come into professional sports, whether it be football, basketball, and they begin to be isolated from their own people, because there begins to be this situation of you should be fearful of your own people. Now, have athletes been robbed? Have things do happen? But the thing is, they don't want Shedeur doing this because they don't want him being grassroots with the community. Because there's a stereotype that all black people are somehow violent, that we're somehow bad, and that we're trying to rob everybody. I think that they don't want him in this community because they're concerned about, oh, those black people that live in that underprivileged community are going to do something. They embraced him. They love Shedeur. And you heard Shedeur say he didn't understand why they would want to stop him from doing such a charitable work. And he did this. He didn't ask. Shedeur didn't ask for all the cameras out there, because somebody going to say, oh, he did this for social media. No, he didn't ask for this. He heard about what happened, the tragic fire in this community, in this, I think it's the Rainbow Terrace apartments in this Cleveland community. Whew, let me just play this some more.
Community. I could tell everybody's vibe out here is down to earth. So a lot of people that didn't want me coming out here doing it, but I don't understand why. You know, God told me come out here, so
That's
I'm
right.
never gonna question His word. It's definitely just get active and actually do it. You know, sending money and stuff, that's easy, but you have to actually go out there and be in the flesh. You know, I feel like that's more impactful.
Like I said, he said he wanted to be in the flesh. He didn't want to just write a check. He wanted to be more impactful with looking the people in the eyes. You could tell they were having a good time out there. I showed you some of those portraits or pictures of him out there. I feel some kind of way about this, everybody, because I've done community work. I'm part of an organization. We work with young black males, how to get young black males into college, mentorship. Okay. We also partner with Big Sisters and Big Brothers. So that's why I feel some kind of way about what Shedeur did here. And it shows you that he's a man of character, and that it's funny how the media doesn't push this more about what he did. And he even said out of his own mouth that they didn't want him to do this. And he's saying he never understood why. But I think he knows deep down inside why. I think Shedeur was just saying that to let y'all know what's really going on. Okay? Let's go ahead and do this, everybody. Let's give Shedeur a clap again. Again, if you like what I'm doing over here, you like the content, do me the biggest favor. I want you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and notification so that this video will float through the algorithms. More people will discover the channel and subscribe and be a part of our family that we're building over here. I'm fired up for the upcoming season. I want to say thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like and comment on this video when you get an opportunity. Let me go down here, folks, because I've got some more stuff that I want to talk about in terms of recruitment. Really appreciate you all again for supporting this channel. I may not drop videos every single week or every single day, but y'all know when I drop a video, it's comprehensive, it's solid. I'm giving you good information. I'm giving you information that makes you think, and we don't do clickbait over here, never. So let's get into this right now. There's some good news that we've just received. We've got a great prospect that we just nabbed away from Ole Miss. This kid is a 4-star. You guys all heard about this. He's a 4-star linebacker. We're talking about Rodney Colton Jr., y'all. Let's give him a clap. I'm happy about this. He's a top recruit from Ole Miss. He had committed to Deion Sanders in Colorado. The commitment came after Colton narrowed down his choices between Colorado, Florida State, Ole Miss. Rodney Colton decision to join the Buffaloes is a significant recruitment win for Coach Prime in the program. Remember, things had been going a little slow with Coach Prime getting some of these prospects out of the 2026 class, right? There have been some things that have been a little slow, but it seems like now things are picking up. Now, another reminder, here goes another young man that they're thinking about going for, or no, they're thinking about trying to flip this young man. I think his name is Amonte Martin. He's a running back, really good young man. I might do some individual videos on some of these young men, but let me put him up here. Give me just a minute as I pull up my system like so. And here we go. There we go. Let's put this up here. This young man right here. Now, this was all over the blogs and the news that there's a possibility that this young man, I think, made a commitment to TCU. There's a chance that they could lose Martin to Colorado because Colorado, Coach Prime has offered this young man a scholarship. Okay, they've offered him a scholarship. He's recently committed to TCU, as I said before, and is actively trying. Colorado and Coach Prime are actively trying to flip his commitment. This came out in Sports Illustrated. I'm hoping that this young man will be flipped and will decide, because I think that they really feel that they need another running back in that stable to add to depth in running style. And when you have someone like Marshall Faulk, he will be able to get the best out of this young man as he will the young men that are there already. So this is what's going on, y'all. This is what's happening. This is another young man that we all know about. We've heard about. This young man right here is Daniel Odom. And the question is, let me go right back here. Let me go right back down here and put him back on the board. Excuse me. Oklahoma. Now, he's an Oklahoma prospect. Oklahoma 4-star wide receiver commit Daniel Odom plans to visit Colorado during the season. Can Coach Prime flip this young man? This young man, wide receiver Daniel Odom, is seriously considering Colorado, y'all. Okay. He played his high school football at St. John's. I think Bosco Star is currently committed to Oklahoma, but he's also planning a fall visit to Boulder for one last time before he changes his mind. Maybe he's going to change his mind. Okay. He's 6'1", 178 pounds. And this is what he had to say, everybody. This is a direct quote. I have Colorado during the season, Odom said on 3. I just want to see, this is what he said. I just want to see I want to be able to see the atmosphere in CU and see the place and get the experience. I just want to be able to take my visits. I don't want to look back and say, I could have gone here or gone there. That could have been something. I just want to see how it looks. They have two good quarterbacks. So he's acknowledging that they got two good quarterbacks in Juju and you got Salter. So he recognizes that, hey, he's a receiver and he needs good quarterbacks to get him the ball. He says he wants to see how CU is looking and how the quarterbacks are looking. So there's a chance that this young man could be flipped from Oklahoma. He's another 4-star prospect, that he could possibly be flipped from Oklahoma to CU. I think it can happen. I want to go back up here and go back to Shedeur Sanders. We're going to close out with this right here, y'all. I want to go back with this right here. And I want to say this. There's a brother by the name of Daniel Osfus. He has like an African last name. I can't really pronounce it like I would like to, but this is what he said. His name is Daniels. You probably have seen this brother Daniels on ESPN NFL Live. He said in his opinion, Shedeur Sanders really did stand out. He said on NFL Live, all of those skills that we talked about pre-draft, okay? Pre-draft. The ability to be poised, the accuracy from the pocket, we saw that. It was with the second team offense against the second team defense. So that's why I'm really interested in seeing if he can crack that rotation and get some reps against that pass rush of the Browns with the first team. And it goes on to say, Dylan Gabriel will report to camp. Of course, Shedeur reported to camp. And the veterans, 4 days later, veteran quarterbacks Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are scheduled to arrive at the training camp. Everybody. So you've got people that are telling you that Shedeur is better than people think. He's definitely better in my book than Dylan Gabriel. I've showed you today that there's guys who have played in the NFL that are saying, what the hell is Cleveland doing? You know, I've been very critical of the Cleveland Browns in this video, but it is training camp now. We're going to see what's going to happen. I want you all to keep your eyes on what's happening down there to see if he's going to get a fair shot. We remember there's a lot of haters in the media. Every time I turn around, there's some article where they're already trying to predict him being cut from the team. They're already talking about him playing in the CFL, playing in Canadian football, and all this other shit. And what you know what that is, everybody? Those are distractions. That's what that is. And that's another way to try to get in the mind of Shedeur if he's reading this trash. I want to thank you all for watching this program again. We're going to get ready to get out of here. I really respect everybody. Thank you, everybody, for all that you do. Once again, I want you to, if you want more videos like this, I want you to hit the bell notification, subscribe to the channel, share this video, everybody, in your social media. If you're a member of a Colorado football fan group on Facebook, drop this video in that page. Drop this video, share this video with other people who like this type of content, okay? Do me that biggest favor. Once again, thank you for watching. Like and comment. I'm looking forward to the upcoming season. I enjoyed Coach Prime at the Big 12 Media Day. It was great seeing Coach Prime. And by the way, they're already throwing out raggedy stories saying already that Coach Prime is going to leave the program. Maybe he's going to retire. There's all sort of blogs and idiots out there writing stuff without any substantiated or substantial facts, because they're truly haters of Coach Prime and haters of us who support this team and support the program. I'm looking forward to the season and what the young players are going to do on this team. And I'm looking forward to see who finally wins the quarterback battle. Will it be? Let's go back to this, because this is very important, everybody, because I want to see who they are going to commit to when it comes to the quarterback battle. And I want to put this up here. This is important. Will it be Julian Lewis? Or will it be Salter? We will see, everybody. I want to say peace, respect, share the video. Thank you for supporting this channel always. And we're going to get ready to get out of here. Peace. Think here. Peace. Prime Sports Media, everybody. Told y'all I give you comprehensive content. Yes.
You've been listening to Prime Sports Media, baby.